Welcome colleagues, welcome guests, welcome President Lillis, welcome partners from the Ferris, Higher Education Authority, Research Ireland, Enterprise Ireland. We've got Southern Regional Assembly, Grangegorman Development Agency, and international guests joining us from Hochschule Darmstadt, University of Applied Sciences. How was that? Oh, okay. Is that applause for my pronunciation? Anyway. Great, I'm Mark Henry, this is me. I'm your MC for the evening. I'm the Chief Communications and Marketing Officer for the university. Excited to have the opportunity to recognise some amazing work this evening. Yes, we have to do the health and safety thing first. Well, those in the hall, note the fire exits. Your nearest one may be behind you. We have them in the four corners. If there's an emergency for any reason, just follow the staff directions out to the front of the building. And if everything gets a bit too exciting for anyone, we have a defibrillator available, hopefully won't be needed, out the front door to the porter's desk, facing the exit right here to my left. Welcome also to our online viewers. So none of the above applies to you, but hopefully it doesn't get too exciting and cause any heart issues at home either. The event is being recorded for posterity and indeed for social sharing. So we have our own hashtag. Yes, it's #TU Dublin ORI Awards, not ORIA Awards. That'd be a different body. Don't give them the credit. So why are we here? We're here, of course, for the third annual TU Dublin Research and Innovation Awards, established to recognise and reward the positive contributions of the research and innovation community in the pursuit of your goals, pushing the boundaries of knowledge for the greater good of society. The awards celebrate the commitment and excellence of staff from all disciplines across the university. Now we have 9 awards and, new this year, 5 case study awards for case study competition for staff and research students to showcase the real world impact of their research. So we'll come back to them, but there's going to be one award for each of the priority areas identified in the TU Dublin OR&I strategy. Now, to get things underway very shortly, we're going to hear from TU Dublin President Deirdre Lillis, then an address from our guest speaker, Dr. Jennifer Brennan from the Department of Climate, Energy and the Environment, then the awards themselves. We expect to be finished in around an hour, maybe a little less, and there's a post-event reception, to which you're all very welcome, except you folk online, you'll have to supply your own champagne. It was worth the bus trip, I'm just saying. Anyway, let's get things started. Ladies and gentlemen, for an overview of the research and innovation environment in TU Dublin, please, a big round of applause for our President, Dr. Deirdre Lillis.
Accordia, Fáilte Roimh go léir. It's wonderful to see our colleagues, collaborators, students and friends gathered here this evening for the third annual TU Dublin Research and Innovation Awards. Tonight we celebrate people, not just projects or papers, but the ideas, partnerships and perseverance that turn imagination into impact. We also extend a warm welcome to our international guests and funding partners joining us here in the concert hall tonight. You're a vital part of our story, and we're delighted you're here with us. This year has been one of real progress and purpose for TU Dublin as we step confidently into our role as a leader in research and innovation, turning great ideas into real-world impact. A landmark moment came with the launch of the €32 million Art Hub for ICT, led by Professor Sarah Jane Delaney, the first time a technological university has hosted and led a national research hub. We also celebrated the LIFT transport project led by Dr. Joseph Mohan and the CREST team, reimagining how goods and ideas move through our cities. And we were very sorry to see our inaugural VP for Research, Professor Brendan Jennings, leave us to take up a role as VP for Research in Atlantic TU. The West gain is surely TU Dublin's loss. Across the university, our researchers continue to secure major new funding, partnerships and collaborations that connect TU Dublin to industry, government and global networks. Our work in research and innovation spans every field from science and engineering to the arts, social sciences and humanities. We're shaping policy, exploring creativity and developing technologies that make life better. For example, we are proud to have co-developed the All-Ireland Guidance on Infant and Child Feeding in Emergencies, a reminder that great research isn't just clever, it's compassionate. As for innovation, the strength of our innovation ecosystem speaks for itself. We now count hundreds of invention disclosures and patents, over 45 spin-outs, and more than 650 industry collaborations. Behind every number, though, is a researcher, a student, or a company, people who believe that knowledge can and should make a difference. This makes TU Dublin a leader for knowledge transfer in Ireland. And we're proud to have successfully commercialised cutting-edge research, generating over €200 million in revenue and making a significant impact on industry and society. This year we've seen achievements that stretch from clean energy research to AI innovation, from healthcare advances to creative performance. Our spin-out Spear won gold at the National Startup Awards. Dr. Amit Jaswal was named among the top 1% of researchers in his field worldwide, and Professor Yvonne Galligan was elected to the Royal Irish Academy. Our students too continue to shine internationally. Recently, our PhD researcher Mozam Saeed won Germany's Digital Green Tech Award, and we've other excellent teams driving projects in climate resilience and digital literacy. These awards tonight remind us that excellence takes many forms: a breakthrough in a lab, a study that changes public policy, or a partnership that reimagines what's possible. So tonight, we celebrate all of you, the researchers, innovators, students, funders, and partners who bring research and innovation to life and make TU Dublin a place where ideas truly matter. Congratulations to all our nominees and our awardees. Your work is the heartbeat of this university, and your success is shared by us all. Gurv Mila Mahagwiv agus Buinagui Sult Asanita Ano.
Now, some of you are going to know our guest speaker, but for those that don't, Dr. Jennifer Brennan. She's the Research and Innovation Strategy Lead at the Department of Climate, Energy and the Environment. There, she's led the development of the department's first research and innovation strategy. But prior to joining the civil service, Jennifer spent about 15 years working in various research, funding, policy roles, including as Director of R&I at the Technological Higher Education Association, TIA. She was also Ireland's national contact point for the European Mary Skłodowska Curie, R&I, you can correct me, programme. She sits on several boards, including the Dundalk Institute of Technology governing body, but we won't hold that against her. Dr. Brennan is going to address the topic of enhancing the transfer of knowledge from research to policy. Ladies and gentlemen, please, Dr. Brennan.
Thank you, Mark, and in true form, I've brought my own water bottle because I work for the Department of Climate. So I'm hoping my voice holds up because I've been struggling with the cold for the last couple of days. But first of all, just to say I'm really delighted to be here. As Mark has said, I spent a lot of my career, most of my career up until 3 years ago, working in higher education. So there's always a little bit of my heart that still sits in higher education. So I love it when I get the opportunity to come back and to address people like yourselves. I also had the pleasure of being one of the judges on the competition this year, and I was really impressed with the quality of the applications that we got in. There's obviously some really amazing research and researchers here in TU Dublin, and I'd like to wish all the awardees my hearty congratulations on their awards. So what I'm going to talk to you about is, I suppose, a journey that's happening in government right now on enhancing the transfer of knowledge from research to policy, and some of the work that the department I work in is involved in that. So, really, the background for this and the impetus for this comes from 3 documents. First of all, Impact 2030, our research and innovation strategy, which you'll be really familiar with, which for the first time started to talk about research as a valuable source of evidence to inform policy development. It's not that it wasn't already happening in pockets and places, but it actually formally put this in there. And it was a real departure from the previous research and innovation strategy, which was really solely focused on how research can impact on companies and on innovation in enterprise. And then that's also reflected in the Civil Service Renewal Strategy and Better Public Services, both of which talk about the use of research and data and evidence to back up the work that we do in government and the wider public sector. So this whole work area is really led by the Department of Further and Higher Education, Research, Innovation and Science, FERRIS for short, and it's currently led out of the Strategic Policy Unit in that department. And what they've done over the last couple of years since Impact 2030 was launched, is they have put in place some new structures to try to activate this area and to create some bridges between higher education and policy. So the first one is the Civil Service Research Network, which all government departments and the CSO sit on, and my department is represented on that, and we look for opportunities to share knowledge with each other about how we're approaching this area and also to collaborate together on different initiatives. There's also a higher education advisory group, which involves organisations such as the RIA, the Higher Education Authority, the Irish Universities Association, and they look at it from the higher education side around the capacity building and collaboration that needs to be done. And then there's also a broader higher education advocates group, which has 2 representatives from each higher education institution in Ireland. And the idea of that, I think there's really only been 1 meeting of that so far, but is to try to use that group to create networks with the civil service. So there'll be links that will be developed over the coming years between that Civil Service Research Network and between the Higher Education Advocates Group. So when you're trying to make research for policy a reality, and this is an area I've only been working in for a couple of years, it seems to me that there's really 2 things that you need to do. First of all, you need to create the opportunities to engage, and the second thing is that you need to create the capacity to engage. And that's both for researchers to have the capacity to engage with policy makers or policy designers in the civil service, and then for civil servants themselves to actually develop the capacity to be able to engage with research. And what I'm going to talk to you really about over the next couple of minutes is just some of the work that my department has been trying to do to make this a reality for us. We're really at the early stages, so I don't think you're going to be completely overwhelmed with what we're doing. But over the next couple of years, we're going to really upscale and do more in this area. And I'm going to close then with some reflections from a research team from UCC who have sort of an 8 to 10 year history of working with my department on the lessons that they've learned from their experience and how to make that work. So at the centre of our approach is our research and innovation strategy, which we spent about a year or so developing and which was launched early last year. That strategy is centred around a vision that as a department we'll be best in class in terms of using research to inform policy development, policy implementation, policy evaluation and also practice. We have 5 goals in that strategy. We're talking about how we improve, how we deliver and manage research, how we govern and oversight, how we understand better our research and innovation needs and communicate those to the external world, how we support our staff, how we do better knowledge transfer, and how we engage and fit within the national research and innovation system. And we have 39 actions over those 5 goals to be delivered by the end of 2030, and it's my job to try to make sure that all of those get delivered. And in doing so, when we were developing the strategy, we tried to figure out, or started with, this has died on me. Am I pointing in the right place? I am. So we started with, well, what is our current baseline of research activity that we're actually starting from, and how do we build on that? And so we essentially, as a department, invest about €50 million a year in research, which is not an insignificant sum of money. And when we did our analysis, we discovered really that we were already engaging in research in 5 different ways. So the first one is that we're performing and commissioning research and innovation ourselves. Geological Survey Ireland actually sits within our department and is a research performing organisation. But we also have long-term contracts with research organisations, including University of Galway, UCC and UCD, to carry out research for us in areas related to the Climate Action Plan. We call them the Climate Action Modelling Group. We also are delivering research and innovation through our state bodies. So an organisation like the EPA has teams of people who are researchers, who are evidence gatherers, who can provide the evidence that we need to support our work. We're providing competitive research and innovation funding. So as an example, SEAI has a research funding programme that's backed up with funding from our department, and we would be involved in setting some of the topics that would come out in that call every year. We're supporting international research and innovation collaboration. So, for example, we provide the national contact points for the Innovation Fund and the LIFE programme, these EU programmes. And we're also, through the investment that we make and our role in the various different steering committees around Horizon Europe, around Impact 2030, we're helping to develop the national research and innovation system. And so our own strategy really is about trying to sort of push on this and do more in this area, what we're trying to do is twofold. We're trying to build our own capacity internally to use research, commission research, and use it to inform our work, but also through the investment that we make in our role in the national system and international system, we're trying to build the capacity of that system to deliver on the answers to the questions that we want answered. So just a couple of the things that we have done. So in developing our capacity, we've put in new structures in the department. So we established a new Research and Innovation Oversight Committee. It's chaired by one of our assistant secretaries, so it's quite senior in level. And what we did was we brought together people from across the department from the different thematic areas that we work in. And we've recently restructured as a department following the recent election. And we have kind of 4 main areas which are listed on the slide there. And we've put in place, or we haven't put in new people, but what we've done is we've asked people in each of those areas to take responsibility for research and innovation in those areas and to lead on it. So, for example, we have 3 energy divisions and we have an energy chief technical advisor who's responsible for research and innovation in that area. And we bring those people together in the form of a committee. They meet 6 times a year and they have responsibility for both driving the strategy, making sure it gets done, but also oversight over the department's research and innovation spend. And that's a new structure. We didn't have that before. We didn't have much of a structure around research and innovation. It was really different parts of the department doing different things, which reflected the fact that I suppose our department was formed from bits of other departments that were brought together and they all brought their own research area. So this is the first time that we've really had a cohesive structure in the department around the governance and management of research and innovation. What we've also done then over the last year or so is we've started working on this goal to develop our staff's capacity. So one of the first things that we did, and it was my colleague Evan who really developed this, is we built out a kind of a one-stop shop on our department intranet for everything you might need to know about research and innovation. And we've had that live since May this year, and we've had really, really good engagement with this. We have lots of different advice on there of people about how to go about procuring research, how to access the research literature. We have guides there about, say, how to engage and get benefit out of the EPA research programme. And people are finding this to be a really useful resource. We've also put together simple things like a mailing list in the department of people who are interested. We send out a newsletter quarterly to people with stories and information about research. We have quarterly research and innovation seminars now, part of our regular Munch and Learn series in the department. And we're also putting in place knowledge transfer supports, particularly working with our technical advisors, who are the 3rd thing on this list. So our department has a cohort of technical advisors. A lot of them work in my team. And generally, it's their job to advise the policy teams, who aren't necessarily experts in the area that they're working in, on things like negotiation with the EU, on legislation on things like batteries, or on carbon targets, or on air quality, Montreal Protocol, that kind of thing. And what we're doing now is we're looking to try to change their role slightly to bring them closer to the research community in terms of where they get their evidence and their technical advice that they give to the policy teams, and using them as a bridge to bring research into the policy teams. So I'm going to move now to my second point, which is really about opportunities to engage with us as a department. And as I said, this is a work in progress. We've only launched our strategy since last year. But just to keep an eye on things like the calls for proposals that come out through, say, the Environmental Protection Agency, SCAI and GSI, they're informed by what we want as a department. So every year they would come to us and we would talk to them about the kind of things we want to see reflected in their proposal calls. And particularly with the EPA, if you get a project, they set up a steering committee which will involve the relevant policy people from the department. So you will get to basically be engaged. I'm on an EPA steering committee for a project hosted by TU Dublin it's called Blu-ray. It's about light pollution. And so because of that, the researchers who are doing that have the opportunity to engage with both EPA staff and also department staff. We also do put out tenders for pieces of research work that we need done. We have to, of course, advise by OGP, so they would go out onto e-tenders, so keep an eye out for those. And we are very open to researchers applying for those tenders, as well as the typical companies and consultancies who put themselves forward for these. We do also run public consultations on things, and people are very welcome to submit their ideas and thoughts and evidence. And similarly, calls for evidence will often come out too. Not long after I joined the department, the Climate Action Plan was being developed, and we put out a call for evidence for the Climate Action Plan. And we received some very good submissions from some academic researchers on some ideas that could be incorporated into that. Believe it or not, we do read everything that we get in and we do consider it when developing these proposals, although sometimes people may look and think that we haven't. And this is just to flag something that's coming out quite soon. So I mentioned at the start that one of the things we wanted to do in our strategy was to try to understand more closely what our research and innovation needs are as a department. So we spent the last year or so using a strategic foresight methodology, working with our staff, working with our external stakeholders to develop our first ever statement of research and innovation needs. There are a couple of these around in the civil service, so to the best of my knowledge, the Department of Health has one, the Department of Further and Higher Ed has one, and the Department of Children, Equality and Disability has recently released theirs as well. And they're a really good signpost for the kind of research that's policy relevant. So if you're interested in developing research that's policy relevant, they're a really good place to start. In the UK, every government department has them. They're called areas of research interest. And what we're starting to see is that through the Civil Service Research Network, we're all starting to think this is a really good idea. And now, I think over the next 2 to 3 years, we will probably get to the point where a lot of government departments, if not all of them, will be producing similar documents like this, which can really provide and act as a signpost for the research community. And so what will happen after this is that once we get this statement of research needs out, which should hopefully be towards the end of the year, we'll then start to try to use that to activate connections between our policy teams, our staff, with the relevant researchers who are working in the areas. At the moment, it's a huge list of research questions, and we will start to pare those down into thematic areas and start to try to make those links. So this is kind of a watch this space. There will be a real opportunity over the next year or so to engage with our department on these areas. And I'm going to close off just with a little bit of advice from, not from me, but actually from a research team in UCC in the Marai Research Institute, who, as I mentioned at the outset, excuse me, have a really good relationship with our department, and the 3 authors of this book chapter, which is freely available online, and it's a really interesting read, are Brian O'Gallagher, Paul Dean and Fionn Rogan from Marai. And just to summarise what they say in this is a 7-point plan that they've put together based on their own experience of working with policymakers in my department and others, and how to make this work. And just to summarise this at a high level, what they say is that you need to be aware of what policymakers are interested in. So things like the Programme for Government, for example, sets out quite clearly what you're interested in. So keep an eye on things like that when they come out. If you're working in the area of circular economy, quite soon there will be a new circular economy strategy for Ireland, a revised one. So that will set out the kind of things that we're interested in as well. So it's important to, have robust research that's addressing specific policy questions. And then when it comes to communicating that research, and I've heard Brian say this a few times, I'll borrow this, he said, I'm sorry to say this, but no policymaker is going to read your scientific paper. So while your scientific paper is really important for your career and for your promotion and progression in your career, people don't have the time. They may not necessarily have the understanding or skill set to be able to interrogate it. And so it's really important that you take your research, your scientific article, your book chapter, your book that you've written, your monograph, and turn that into something that actually has policy insights, using as much infographics and information and flowcharts and diagrams as you can to make it as easy and comprehensible for the policy staff. And then the other thing is, and it comes back to some of my earlier points, is to look for those opportunities to engage. And once you've got those opportunities to engage, then you start to get into the space of co-creation. If you build trusted relationships with policymakers, they start to come to you when they're even thinking about doing things before, not coming to you at the end and saying, what do you think about this good idea, would this work? And so through that, then engaging with policymakers, working with them, you're actually helping to build their capacity to use evidence and helping them to, I suppose, raise their game in terms of using research evidence in policy. And I'll just close with saying thank you very much again, and we are open for business. So if you're interested in getting involved with us, we have an email address here. If you come away today and say, do you know what, actually, I really think that department, I'm doing some great research, they really need to know about it, just drop me a line. You'll get me a research innovation, or you can find me on LinkedIn. And we also now have a permanent research and innovation webpage on gov.ie as well. There's not a lot on it at the moment, just our copy of our research strategy, but our research and innovation needs statement, when it comes out, will be published on that link, and we'll be sending it around to all the research offices. So coming to a website near you. Thanks, everybody.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Brennan. Lots of interesting topics there. Dr. Brennan will be joining us for champagne afterwards, so a chance to ask a few questions. I did say champagne. Well, you know, the TU Dublin budget stretched to Prosecco, but there is alcohol in it. So anyway, stick with me. Right, let's get going on the award categories. We have 9 award categories, as I say, and then 5 case study awards. There were well over 100 nominations received again this year. I mean, I think it's important to note that the nominations couldn't be made by yourselves as individuals, so they came from peers and colleagues, which is great. All nominations were rigorously assessed. We had panels of judges. We heard from some of our external members. We had R&I Academy members. We had faculty heads of research. We had principal investigators. And the competition was tough. For each category, I'm going to step through them. I'm going to outline what the award is for. I'm going to take you through the shortlisted nominees. And I'm begging forgiveness now for any mispronunciations or bludgeoning of surnames. Sorry. I will announce the winner. If you're a winner, please come down to receive your award to thunderous applause. Yes, that's your bit. And we'll get a photograph of the presentation here. So that's how it's going to work. To present the awards, may I ask President Lillis and indeed John Donovan to join us for the first set. Our first award category, the Early Career Researcher Award. Now, this recognises exceptional researchers who've demonstrated significant promise and achievement and have potential to be leaders in their field. The award highlights individuals who have made notable contributions through innovative research, through impactful findings, and shown leadership potential. The asterisk says nominees will have less than 10 years of research experience since the graduation date of their research degree. Now, the shortlisted nominees. Dr. Bill Al-Javeed from the School of Food Science and Environmental Health, Nanolab Research Centre, Centre for A.M. Moore and One Health Research. Dr. Elena Alexa from the School of Food Science and Environmental Health, Sustainability and Health Research Hub, Centre for A.M. Moore and One Health Research. Dr. Gráinne Scanlon from the School of Physics and Clinical and Optometric Sciences, Sustainability and Health Research Hub, Centre for Eye Research Ireland. Dr. Keith Murphy, School of Social Sciences, Law and Education, Research Centre for the Ecological Analysis of Social Inclusion and Equitable Responsibility. Dr. Keith Quill from the School of Enterprise Computing and Digital Transformation, CSync Research Centre. And Dr. Mark Mulville, School of Surveying and Construction Innovation, Built Environment Research and Innovation Centre. So, the winner. No envelope, no drum roll. Going straight to it, the winner, Dr. Keith Quill. Now, Keith received the Early Career Research Award in recognition of his exceptional achievements in leadership in computing education research. Through innovative, high-impact work spanning over 119 publications, 2.8 million euros in funding and global collaborations, he's achieved inclusive, evidence-based computing education. His visionary leadership of the CSync Research Centre and international influence in shaping AI and education policy exemplify his status as a future leader and trailblazer in his field. Okay. Okay. The Established Researcher Career Award. So, the Established Career Research Award similarly recognises researchers who made outstanding contributions to their field through sustained research excellence, leadership and innovation. They'll have a strong research reputation, funding track record, and demonstrated lasting impact on both their discipline and the broader research community and society. The asterisk here says nominees will be 10 years or more graduated with their research degree. our shortlisted nominees. Dr. Eamon Maher, the School of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Centre for Irish Studies. Professor Fiona Ling, School of Physics and Clinical and Optometric Sciences, Physical to Life Sciences Research Hub, Radiation and Environmental Science Centre. Dr. Farong Chang, School of Food Science and Environmental Health, Health Research Hub, Sustainability and Health Research Hub, Centre for Sustainable Packaging and Bioproducts, Food Innovation and Health Research Centre. Professor Max Saman, School of Electrical and Electronic Engineering, Antennas and High Frequency Research Centre. And Professor Yulia Semenova, School of Electrical and Electronic Engineering, Photonics Research Centre. The winner? The winner is Dr. Eamon Maher. Dr. Maher received the Established Career Researcher Award in recognition of his exceptional and sustained contribution to Franco-Irish studies, marked by a prolific body of influential publications and the founding of major scholarly platforms that have advanced the field globally. Through visionary leadership and mentorship, he's nurtured generations of researchers, built international networks, and elevated TU Dublin as a centre of excellence in Irish and European humanities research. His lifelong commitment to fostering culture and academic exchange between France and Ireland was acknowledged by the French government and his peers worldwide, exemplifies the impact, innovation and enduring legacy celebrated by this award. Well done. Okay, excellence in research supervision. Now, this award recognises TU Dublin staff who've demonstrated exceptional commitment and skill in mentoring and guiding research degree students. Nominations for this category were from the student body. Nominees will have sustained experience of research student supervision to graduation and would have demonstrated excellence in supervision practice, project guidance, and supporting their students to develop their skills through training and providing advice on career development. There were no shortage of nominees for this one. Indeed, the challenge was narrowing the list down, so there are 7 shortlisted nominees. Dr. Dimpna O'Sullivan, Digital Futures Research Hub, Centre for Sustainable Business Technology and Digital Innovation towards People-Oriented Technology Research Centre. Dr. George Amarandi, School of Physics, Clinical and Optometric Sciences, Group of Applied Physics. Professor Isabella Neidanova, School of Physics, Clinical and Optometric Sciences, Physical to Life Sciences Research Hub and Centre for Industrial and Engineering, Optics. Professor Orla Howe, School of Biological Health and Sport Sciences, Sustainability and Health Hub and Radiation and Environmental Science Centre. Dr. Robert Ross, School of Computer Science, ADAPT Research Centre, CEDAR Centre and Digital Futures Research Hub. Professor Thomas Cooney, School of Marketing and Entrepreneurship, Centre for Entrepreneurial Behaviour, Inclusion and Innovation. And Professor Julia Semenova, School of Electrical and Electronic Engineering, Photonics Research Centre. So, the winner is Professor Isabella Neidanova. Professor Neidanova receives the award for exceptional dedication to mentoring, guiding and empowering her research students. She fosters an inclusive, collaborative and student-led environment that nurtures independence, integrity and professional growth. Through her hands-on support, visionary guidance and unwavering commitment, Professor Neidanova exemplifies the highest standards of research supervision at TU Dublin. Okay. I think, John, we're going to say thank you for that and invite Dr. Mary Deasy up to present the next set, of which the first is Excellence in Provision of Support to Researchers. So the award is open to professional, management, support or technical staff who've provided essential support, training or resources for researchers. Nominees will have enabled and enhanced the research experience for researchers, fostering a positive and supportive environment through their professionalism and dedication. The shortlisted nominees. Alexandra Alexandra Rulikowska, Sustainability and Health Research Hub. Declan O'Donovan, former HR business partner. Gulden Calum, Research Support Services, the Pre-Award Team. Professor Hugh J. Byrne, Physical to Life Sciences Research Hub. And Professor Mary McNamara of the Graduate Research School. The winner is Declan O'Donovan. Declan won the award for his exceptional dedication to fostering a supportive, collaborative and people-centred research environment at TU Dublin. Through his expert HR guidance, empathy and innovative solutions, he significantly enhanced the efficiency, inclusivity and overall experience of the research community. His professionalism, warmth and lasting impact have strengthened our research culture, leaving a legacy of kindness, excellence and collaboration. Well done. And so to the Community Engaged Research Award. This award recognises researchers who have co-designed research projects with community partners, rather than conducting research projects for them. It also acknowledges the empowerment of underrepresented voices by actively involving them in the research process. So, 5 shortlisted nominees. Dr. Christina Thorpe, School of Informatics and Cybersecurity, Culture and Society Research Hub and Digital Futures Research Hub. Professor Christine O'Connor, Faculty of Sciences and Health, School of Food Science and Environmental Health, Physical to Life Sciences Research Hub, Sustainability and Health Research Hub, Centre for AMR and One Health Research, and Food and Innovation and Health Research Centre. Dr. Ciara Ahern, School of Medical Engineering, Dublin Energy Lab and Built Environment Research and Innovation Centre. Dr. Keith Murray, School of Social Sciences, Law and Education, Research Centre for the Ecological Analysis of Social Inclusion and Equitable Responsibility. And Paula Kelly, School of Electrical and Electronic Engineering, Digital Futures Research Hub, Sustainability and Health Research Hub, and Towards People-Oriented Technology Research Centre. And the winner is Dr. Keith Murphy. Dr. Murphy received the Community Engagement Award for his outstanding co-produced work with Dyslexia Ireland and adults with lived experience of dyslexia. His research transformed community insights into practical resources, national awareness campaigns and policy change, including government action to provide extra exam time for students with dyslexia. Through authentic collaboration, advocacy and inclusive scholarship, Dr. Murphy demonstrated how community-engaged research can create real societal impact. Well done. Award number 6 is the Multidisciplinary Research Team Award. This one recognises a research team that has potential to or has achieved exceptional outcomes through collaborative and multidisciplinary efforts, or a team who have completed a research project which could not have been conducted without a collaborative multidisciplinary team approach. There are 5 nominees, or should I say teams. First one, the 3R research team, Dr. Chow Jai Hyland, Dr. Ravsham Kedaroff and David White. Secondly, the GrowSafe team, Dr. Christina Thorpe and Dr. Matt Bowden. Thirdly, the Irish Building Stock Observatory, Dr. Ciara Ahern and team. Fourthly, the Nano Lab Research Centre, Dr. Farang Tian and team. And fifthly, PRISM, Professor Fiona Ling, Professor Orla Howe and Dr. Aidan Mead. So the winner, it's the GrowSafe project. project, led by Dr. Christina Thorpe and Dr. Matt Bowden, won the Disciplinary Award for its innovative fusion of computer science, sociology, criminology, and safeguarding practice to tackle online child grooming. Through a unique co-creation process with the ISBCC, Gardaí, educators, and young people, the team developed an AI-driven gaming and reporting platform that measurably improves children's safety behaviours and reporting confidence. Their work exemplifies research excellence and societal impact, translating academic collaboration into a scalable, technology-enabled safeguarding solution with proven national and international reach. Thanks to Mary Deasy as well. We're now going to invite Dr. Paul Maguire to hand over the final 3 awards before we get to the case studies. So, next up is the, did I forget? Wait a minute. Have I gone back there? Oh, yeah, no, wait a minute. Am I on the right one? I am indeed. So, we've already seen this one, haven't we? Yeah, am I clicking on the right one? I don't want to get this wrong, so I'm going to go back. That's the Multidisciplinary Research Team Board. We have done that. I'm okay. I'm all right. Haven't messed up yet. You just thought I did. No, we're okay. Fine, so I must... All right, there we are. That's that. Lovely. Now we're moving on. Great. We're on track. Thanks. Thanks. How many people ever applauded me for making a mistake? Great. Sustainability Research Award. Okay, this one recognises researchers who have made contributions to advancing sustainable solutions through their research. This includes addressing environmental, social, and economic challenges and developing innovative approaches that promote long-term sustainability. Again, another one where we had lots of interest and lots of hard to decide the winner. So 7 shortlisted nominees again. Dr. Emmett Jeswell in the School of Food Science and Environmental Health, Health Engineering and Materials Science Research Hub, Sustainability and Health Research Hub, Centre for AMR and One Health Research, and Centre for Sustainability, Packaging and Bioproducts. Dr. Aoife Donnelly, the School of Food Science and Environmental Health, Dr. Owen McGillicuddy, School of Chemical and Biopharmaceutical Science, Sustainability and Health Research Hub, and Centre for Socially Engaged Practice-Based Research. Dr. Glenn Loughran, School of Art and Design, European Culture and Technology Laboratory. Dr. Nigel Vahi, School of Social Sciences, Law and Education, Culture and Society Research Hub, Sustainability and Health Research Hub, Research Centre for the Ecological Analysis of Social Inclusion and Equitable Responsibility, and Centre for Human Factors in Safety and Sustainability. Patrick Daly, School of Architecture, Building and Environment, and Dr. Philippe Lemachand, Sustainability Intelligence. The winner is Dr. Aoife Donnelly. Dr. Donnelly won the Sustainability Research Award for her groundbreaking multidisciplinary research that directly informs sustainable environmental policy and action in Ireland and across Europe. Her leadership in projects such as Grow Green Roots, Examine NORMM and ModCons has advanced understanding of air quality, emissions, and citizen engagement for healthier, more sustainable cities. Through her innovative, collaborative approach, Dr. Donnelly's research has delivered real-world impact, bridging science, policy, and community to create lasting environmental and societal benefits. Okay, to the Innovation Impact Award. This one recognises researchers who've successfully translated their work beyond academia, resulting in new or improved policies, practices, products, processes, services, or impactful collaborations. The shortlisted nominees. Dr. Aza Silatre-Naik, School of Food Science and Environmental Health, Health Engineering and Materials Science Research Hub, Physical to Life Sciences Research Hub, Sustainability and Health Research Hub, Centre for Sustainability, Packaging and Bioproducts, Food Innovation and Health Research Centre. Dr. Joseph Moran, the Centre for Research in Engineering Surface Technology. Dr. Keith Quill, School of Enterprise Computing and Digital Transformation, CSync Research Centre. Dr. Philippe Lemarchand, Sustainability Intelligence. And Dr. Swarna Jaiswal, School of Food Science and Environmental Health, Health Engineering and Materials Science Research Hub, Sustainability and Health Research Centre, Centre for AMR and One Health Research, and Centre for Sustainable Packaging and Bioproducts. Okay, so the winner is Dr. Swarna Jaiswal. Dr. Jaiswal was recognized for pioneering a patented green biorefinery process that transforms agri-food waste into biodegradable, active and intelligent packaging materials, directly advancing circular economy goals. Her innovations have delivered measurable real-world impact, extending food shelf life, reducing plastic waste, and enabling smart freshness sensing through industry-validated GMP-aligned prototypes. Through extensive collaborations with industry policymakers and academia, she has translated cutting-edge research into scalable, sustainable solutions that strengthens Ireland's leadership in bio-based packaging innovation. Well done. Okay. The last of the 9 awards before we get to the case studies, the One to Watch Award. So this recognizes researchers leading promising projects or initiatives that show exceptional potential for societal, environmental, or economic impact, paving the way for real-world outcomes, future collaborations, and commercial opportunities. All right. Oops. Okay, good. 5 nominees. Dr. Brian Vaughan, School of Media, Culture and Society Research Hub, Digital Futures Research Hub, Health Engineering and Materials Science Research Hub, Physical to Life Sciences Research Hub, Sustainability and Health Research Hub, and the Virtual Interaction Laboratory. Dr. Derval Cody, School of Physics, Clinical and Optometric Sciences, Centre for Industrial and Engineering Optics. Dr. Qinru Shang, School of Business Technology, Retail and Supply Chain. Dr. Sean Bond, Smart Spinout, and Dr. Shane O'Reilly, School of Chemical and Biopharmaceutical Sciences. So, the one to watch. Make sure I'm going the right direction. Yes, good, okay, thank you. All right, the winner is Dr. Sean Bond. Dr. Bond won the award for pioneering SMART, S-M-A-R-T, a breakthrough sensor AI system which transforms bridge maintenance from reactive inspection to proactive intelligence, addressing a critical global infrastructure challenge. His innovative self-powered multi-sensor probe and machine learning analytics deliver early corrosion detection and predictive maintenance insights with unprecedented accuracy and scalability. Through strong international collaborations and a clear commercial pathway, Dr. Bond's research demonstrates exceptional potential for societal, environmental, and economic impact, embodying the spirit of innovation and real-world transformation. Well done. And thank you, Paul. Okay, we're going to move now to the Research Impact Case Study competition. Now, this invited all TU Dublin researchers to showcase the real-world impact of their research. Impact extends beyond academia, influencing society, policy, the economy, industry, communities, culture, and the environment. This provides an opportunity to highlight, document, and celebrate research impact which aligns with TU Dublin's research strategy. So 5 awards, 1 for each theme under the strategy. We're joined by Dr. Gordon Cook, Research Impact Lead at TU Dublin. I'm not going to be sharing a shortlist for each of these, it's just the winner. All right. So, firstly, this is the case study, the first of which is the transformative digital solutions. And the winner of the case study is Dr. Dimphna O'Sullivan, Dr. Emma Murphy, Dr. John Gilligan, Annabeth Kalev, Damien Gordon, Andrea Curley, Svetlana Hensman. Come on up, come on up, come on up. Yes, there they are. The work is co-designing digital futures for older persons and persons with disabilities. The Inclusion for EU project helps ensure that digital technologies are designed for everyone, including older adults and people with disabilities. The team co-created practical tools that allow non-technical users to shape software and apps that meet their real needs. And the work is informing how universities teach inclusive design and how companies prepare for new EU accessibility laws. Okay. All right. We're moving to the materials and technologies for sustainable transformation. Again, we're going straight to the winner. It is Dr. Bilal Javid and Dr. Furong Chang. The project is nanomaterial-derived biosensors and diagnostics with industry. TU Dublin's NanoLab researchers are creating highly sensitive, low-cost sensors to detect food toxins and infections more quickly and accurately. Working with major companies like 3M, PepsiCo, and Trinity Biotech, they've developed commercial prototypes that improve food safety and healthcare diagnostics. The research is driving innovation, training PhD students, and helping Irish SMEs compete globally. On to health and well-being for a thriving society. Cutting straight to the winner. It's Owen Curran and Dr. Schieffer Harrington. The project is for Seeing the Future, harnessing stakeholder voices to tackle childhood myopia. This study explored how parents, teachers, coaches, and optometrists understand and respond to children's short-sightedness or myopia. With over 500 survey responses, it revealed that most adults were unaware of the link between time outdoors and eye health. The project is already encouraging changes in habits, such as reducing screen time, and shaping public awareness campaigns to protect children's vision. Okay, we're on to the culture, innovation, and inclusivity in a changing society. The winner of this award, Dr. Glenn Doyle, Anna Marie Mullally, and Alan Fitzpatrick. The project is Shamrock Rovers in the community. So the team are documenting how Shamrock Rovers Football Club influences the lives and fans of volunteers in Tallaght. Using interviews, photographs and exhibitions, the project captures the social and cultural importance of the club since its move to Tallaght in 2009. It also strengthens ties between TU Dublin, the local community, and the football club while preserving stories and memories for future generations. And so, to our final award of the evening. It's the Sustainable Food Systems and Environmental Protection winner. And the winner is Dr. Fionnan O'Connor and Dr. Martine McConamara. The project is Still With Us, Historical Irish Whiskey Grains Driving Modern Innovation. This research uncovered long-lost Irish whiskey recipes that used grains such as oats, rye and wheat, once central to Ireland's distilling heritage. Working with Bowan Distillery, the teams tested these historic grain mixes to see how they could improve modern whisky flavour and sustainability. Their findings have influenced national discussions on whisky legislation, helping to reintroduce traditional grains into today's production. Well, colleagues and guests, that is it. And wow, I mean, what a wonderful evening there, to be fair, of exemplary and impactful work. Congratulations to all the winners, of course, but the judges asked me to congratulate and convey their appreciation to all the shortlisted finalists and to everyone who entered. The standard, as you can see, was extremely high. In some cases, the margins were very fine. So there are many projects that on another day might have been the award winners, and of course, much of the work is deeply impactful regardless. So thank you for taking the time to enter. And they said, please, 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 please consider doing so again next year. Thank you also to the judges. Thank you to those who lent their time and expertise. It couldn't be done without you. So there were members of the R&I Academy, faculty heads of research, principal investigators, external panel members. Thank you, the audience, for your attention and for your enthusiastic applause. Well done. Thank you too for the online folk for your virtual clapping and the raised thumbs. Thanks to Dr. Mary Deasy, Paul Maguire, John Donovan, and indeed Mary and Paul in particular for their strong support for the awards. Thanks to our former Vice President for R&I, Brendan Jennings, who's here with us tonight and initially birthed the awards. Thank you, Brendan. But thank you perhaps, I'm going to say most of all, to Danielle Whelan, who looked after so much of the proceedings. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. See, I mean, I know. Next year, I'll note to self, be more professional, have flowers. Okay, sorry. But anyway, Danielle looks after the marketing communications, of course, for R&I in engagement and impact office, and obviously pulled together the whole evening and liaised with very many of you. So thank you, Danielle. So thank you for everyone. Two final things to say. Firstly, all award winners, wait behind for photos. Yes, there are more photos, and these aren't even the last ones, but please wait behind. Everyone else, please proceed to the reception in the back foyer, where we have people fending off students trying to eat the buffet. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all, and good night.